The next part of selling the book that's very important is the description. Because you can do lots of marketing and advertising. You can spend money on marketing and advertising, but if you don't have a good cover and you don't have a good description, you can get people there, but you also have to get them to buy it. So that's what I'm going to talk about: getting them to buy it and getting them there. Conversely, you can have, as I said, the great description that would get them to buy it if only they got there. So you also have to get them there to see it. So the elements of the description are the hook or the tagline. And you'll see this often if you look at Barnes and Nobles or Amazon, that there's the first line that's kind of in bold usually and really stands out and is the hook. So I'll talk a bit more about what is a hook. What you can have different kinds of hooks. Then there is the content that tells you something about the book, or it's kind of like what they call the elevator pitch. If you had to tell someone in the time it took to ride the elevator from the first to the sixth floor about your book, how would you tell them in a way that was compelling in a very short amount of time? And then you have finally the climax or the call to action, what you've sort of built to. So you kind of want a cliffhanger at the end so that they want to read the book, right? They read this description, they're like, oh, wow, I want to know what happens now. And also a lot of the marketing types actually put a call to action, like buy this book, or not maybe that crude, but basically just putting at the end the word buy or get actually surprisingly gets more people to buy it. So if you say, scroll up to join the adventure now, then that makes more people scroll up, which I find surprising, but that's what the research shows. Or say, buy now to, join the latest adventure. Okay, so what is a hook? The hook has to be an eye-catching headline. It can't be long, just like one sentence really is the best. And it has to get people curious enough to keep reading the rest of your description. So there are different types of hooks, and your hook might depend on, what kind of book and how established you are. If you've won awards, if you're like a New York Times bestselling author, you might want, that might be your hook right there. So you can use a tagline like the kind of tagline that they'd use in a movie, like "In space, no one can hear you scream." Okay, that's pretty good. That's, probably going to make you want to read the rest. You can use social proof, that somebody raving about it that might make you, oh, wow, people really like that. You can use some formal proof if you have a write-up in some media, especially media that people recognize, then you could use that as getting their attention, something to get people's attention right off. A question that people are like, that might make people want to keep reading. Questions are very good to use in the descriptions in general. Something very provocative, a comparison. Comparisons also are good. It kind of helps people think about what the book is going to be like, or if they liked a certain kind of book, that they'll like your book, because they don't know your book and they don't know your name, but they know maybe Donna Tartt, or they know Harlan Coben, or I don't know, Suzanne Collins, or Chris Gaberstein, whatever your genre is. And if you like them, you're going to love this book. Some kind of catchy hook-like setup, or, this book has sold millions, has millions of fans across the world, or whatever. So something to get attention. I think the tagline hook is a really good way to try to get attention, because you can put the social proof or the formal proof or even the provocation and the comparisons later in the description. But the catchy tagline. So, think of like a movie tagline that really sticks with you. Here's some I like. So Chicken Run, escape or die frying. That's like, oh, that's catchy. The First Wives Club, don't get mad, get everything. Jaws, you'll never go into the water again. Crybaby, good girls want him bad, bad girls want him worse. Alien, in space, no one can hear you scream. So something like that. These are, of course, if you can do this, if you could do anything like any of these you'd be in pretty good shape. So this is like the best of the best kind of tagline. But if you think of it in kind of movie-like terms, then I think that will help you see what kind of phrase do I use? It doesn't have to be even necessarily a complete sentence, but it has to be very catchy.